Hi, Taurus. It's Mary with Seer. Thanks for stopping by. And this is your April 15th through the 30th, 16th through the 30th, give or take a week or so. You know how time is, timelines and all that. But this is your oracle reading and tarot reading. Sorry. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for your likes, shares, subscriptions, and just being part of this journey. You know, I can't really get a read on you right now for some reason. So maybe feeling kind of indifferent or a little bit numb. I'm not sure. A little bit lost, maybe. We're going to start with the enchanted map. And this is going to be what you need to know, because that I did get when I pulled your, the Taurus card here. Look at this. This is the star alignment and how Taurus is drawn. See, it's like horns with a bull. But what it reminds me of, Taurus, is like a divining rod. Like maybe you're trying to, you know how divining rods work? I mean, you hold the ends, so you hold them, it would be held this way. And then this side of the rod would point or vibrate whatever direction. There's water, like water witches and stuff like that. So I don't know if you're on a journey trying to find something in particular. Okay. Well, we're going to expand on that. So your own sign, it could be, like your own tool. So I have solitude. So this is a 13. 13 is about going within. 13 is death and rebirth, in regular tarot. But solitude is about going within and, tearing down what wasn't serving you, really looking at your life, taking the time without outside influences, without the need to validate anything, and find out who Taurus really is. What Taurus really wants, And then I have coming apart. And coming apart is, and this is 10, but it's reversed, okay? So this is the need to release. What's the releasing? Coming apart. So it seems like things that haven't been working out for you. And it's hard to let go. And this coming apart reversed, and for some reason I think I pulled these on you before. Not being able to force them, I think so. Like not being able to force the energy. It's not the time. It's not the right person. It's not up to you to force it. And let me get the next card because I'm getting another message. Flying. Here's the thing. This is what I was just going to say. Flying means getting above. This is like a labyrinth or a maze, you see? Flying. 2. 2 is about decisions. So flying is about getting above everything and taking a higher perspective, And because, so an eagle in the sky has a different perspective than the worm on the ground, right? Eagle in the sky can see what's in front of the worm, what's behind the worm. They can see the whole terrain. It's a bigger view than just the ground. So, and that's interesting because Taurus is so grounded, right? This is it's not easy. I'm hearing like it's not easy for whoever this is resonating with. This is because it's uncertain and there's not a plan, and I can have a plan. And because Taurus is, and I'm sure I'm not telling you anything new, Taurus, that it's about the same routine gives you peace. It gives you security. And so you're being asked to find security in the unknown. I know. How's that going to work? Well, it's about trust, right? It's about knowing that you've got this no matter what. How many things have you been through? How much have you overcome? Because The more you can trust, the better it might turn out. Okay? Solitude is going within and seeing what things have. Okay. So it's about purging the things that you've been hanging on to that keep recreating the same scenario in your life. It's like looking at the patterns. It's not just the patterns that you keep, like, that we keep choosing. Okay. It's not just you, it's all of us. But it's just coming through your reading, but it's coming through a lot of people's. So the patterns of what we keep deciding so we can have that security, so we can have and that's in the place of solitude, is really looking at how our choices create the same thing. Because we don't want to be alone. We don't want to be afraid. We don't want to be. So it's what we know. But the unknown, if what we know, it hasn't been serving us, then the unknown has an opportunity to be amazing, or it has an opportunity to be crappy. What's your expectation? Isn't it time to allow the receiving of good things? Allow. Why should I now? I hear you. Why should I now? Because anything's possible. And there are good things. People always get good things. You've had good things. Even when making the same decisions, you had good things. You had opportunity to change it. We've all have. We made the opportunity not to change when we could have. And it could have gotten better. But that's how we learn, right? If it's painful enough, we get to learn. Right, that's a lot out of 3 cards. But the whole picture here, the whole idea that's trying to be conveyed through me to you is the picture is bigger than just you. The picture is bigger than you wanting to be comfortable. It's if Taurus can have comfort in the unknown and knowing things are going to be okay and knowing that they got this no matter what, that anybody can do it. Knowing that you're going to have comfort in your security because you're going to make sure you do. That's what you're being asked to do. Take the higher perspective that things coming apart are doing it. If you're stuck in what's been happening and why did I lose this or why did this happen? You've got to get the higher perspective. How can this serve me? What am I not seeing here? That kind of thing. Or I know I don't understand, but I will. I know I will. A lot of people are going through a loss. A lot of people their whole lives are getting discombobulated. Isn't that a fun word? And if you could remember that you're not alone. It's happening. We're all, a lot of us are on lockdown. We don't know how bills are going to be paid or whatever, but, I just keep thinking it's going to be okay. I feel that way more now than I have a lot of my life, a lot in the past few years. Just why? Because no matter what happens, we're going to make sure it's okay. And not depend on other people to make it okay for us, right, Taurus? Okay. So, okay. So this is what else you need to know. Speak to me, Dax. Speak to me. And great things can be accomplished with soft energy. Soft energy, like a nudge and not a force, like being forced because of frustration. It's a knowing that, I know it's going to be okay. I don't know the details. A lot of us don't know the details, right now what's going to happen. But if we really do have control in how we decide to look at it, the more of us that can say, hey, I know it's going to be okay. We're learning lessons here. We're learning lessons, right? In the microcosm, in the macrocosm, right? Okay. She-wolf, unleash the wild within. This is what your heart's desire. What is your heart's desire? Well, in the solitude, we get to think about that, huh? What is your heart's desire? And if you're thinking about somebody in particular, you're being asked to review that, and that it really is, it's not you taking from one thing to another to the next place, like a relationship to relationship. If it's somebody in particular, then you're being asked to just take it apart and see why. Okay? And if you've been like jumping in and out of relationships, why does this person, this person that creates passion for you, or thinking about it, this particular person, what do they have that other people didn't, and how is that going to really change things? Because it's like caution about the bigger, better deal. What's wrong with the deal where you're at? So it's that thing. If I only had this much money, I would be happy. If I only have, and it's that flaunting, that fleeting happiness that you get it and then you don't have it, and then therefore you look into the next thing. So this would be really, really consider what happiness means to you. Okay? So the medicine guardian, this is about being open to healing information. So this is like a natural healer. See, he has that healing, like the medical emblem there. He's an angel, so he's getting information through the higher realms, okay? And he also is wearing green, which means he's very connected to earth energy. And there's a lot of Tauruses that are incredible healers. Yep. A lot of Tauruses are incredible healers. If this is something you maybe you're interested in holistic healing or healing with herbs, it really striking me like herbal herbs, but you can't find out a lot of information, then there's an intuitive side that you can tap into, and you can receive messages intuitively. If you have, and the best person to actually experiment on is yourself, because they're just herbs, right? So you can take basic herbs and learn about them. Basic things: coconut oil, cinnamon, tea tree oil. You can take those and do some research. I'm just putting a little example out there. And then if you have like an ailment or something, you can ask for information. And you'll just start to automatically know what'll work. It's kind of really neat. Really neat. So there's this thing about indoctrinating oneself, taking that programming out of what's been put there. And that's not only for you, Taurus, but it's big time for you. Big. But it's for everyone. But we've all had that. A lot of us have had that in the past already. And it's just this group that I'm speaking to, or like the person that that this is, resonating with you about. Okay. So, and then here we go is a magic guardian. And this is Unlock the Magic Within. And I really like this also because she has cup. And it's like there's energy in that cup. So it kind of looks like smoke. Here. Smoke in that cup. And she's a guardian also. So the guardians are like masters, ascended masters. That's some kind of masters. She's about unlock the magic within. So this is about, what does magic mean? What does that mean, Taurus, to you? Unlock the magic within. What do we think is magical? It's going to be different for everyone, of course. What I think is magical is how I can look at cards and I can pull it through and I can get your message as soon as I decide I'm going to do Taurus. That's pretty magical. Okay? It's not magical and let me pull a rabbit out of a hat, because that's about sleight of hand. It's different, okay? That's about, in a way, deception, because there's a way that's being done. This is about using real information and real magic. So there's all kinds of magics. There's light magic, there's dark magic. There's some people don't think there's a difference, but I think there is. So this is really about healing. It's about, well, what is it that you want to do? And the question is always about the why. Because if the why is coming from your heart, then there's not a lot of backlash on whatever you want to do. But if the why is not from your heart, then you might want to consider the motivation behind that passion, the thing that you want really bad. What is it serving? What is it serving? Okay. And so magic, like for me, the messages and magic and stuff, just an example, work in a certain way. The less I try to force it, the more I get. And as a Gemini, I want to control, I want to control. And so having a balanced mind and heart and soul, body, allows me to just be like it's like a water faucet you can turn on and off. And sometimes I get stuff anyway, and I don't really mind. But I get to control the flow. I get to decide where it's coming from. So I have a source. My source is through my higher self, God, and that kind of thing. Source. Angels. And so magic, you can unlock magic wherever you want. So there's just a reminder there. So what do you want to know? If you want to be open to healing information, you can be a spiritual healer with the magic, you see? Or you could just be a holistic healer. Okay, where's she going with that? I heard that. Okay, so that's the difference. There's a difference there. Unleash the wild within. If this is something people said, oh, you can't do that because that's mumbo jumbo. Going after your passion means having to face people that were closed-minded. Maybe you were closed-minded at one time, so you can't possibly do this because you didn't believe in it. Well, people change. Ideas change. We've all said, oh, I don't believe in that, and there we are, right? Everybody's done that. And what do people say afterwards? They said, oh, great, Taurus gets it. Because, we don't always know what people are thinking just because they're not saying anything. I don't know who that's for. Okay, so a little bit more information. They're really asking me not for you to get caught in the details and the dirty tricks and the schemes, and it's just really about, it's something bigger than that, okay? And so if you can, whatever's going on right now, remember that there's a bigger picture, and how can you rise above it, not be down in the trenches in stuff it's lower vibration, You're being asked to look up, step up, don't look back, don't look down, okay? So 3 of Wands, this is expecting good things, This is what we've done in the past, our actions, and what can we expect our actions to bring to us? And if they're not really good things right now, then we need to start working on that. It's never too late to change your trajectory, right? Pivot. Pivot and move. Okay. So the next one is 7 of Swords. So catching the lies, catching the deception, catching others and catching ourselves, seeing beyond the illusions we've been living in, whatever that means to you. Okay. 7 of Swords reversed. Identification of it is big time. But identifying in ourselves is really important. That's why all that inner work is so important. Because once you identify it in yourself, you'll be able to see it everywhere. And you'll go, well, no. And you have to tell people no, because your whole sanity, your lifestyle, your life depends on it. Wow. Therefore, you're able to have the restraint that you feel like you don't have right now. Okay, so the next card is the Sun reversed. This is about, excuse me, what's been hiding in the shadows. What have maybe you haven't wanted to look at. And if it's coming up here, it might be time to look at it, because the fact that it's not being looked at is holding your abundance back, holding your happiness back, holding your family back, and success. It's holding the success back. And it's an old pattern, ways of thinking, patterns, friendships, actions. Nine of Wands reverse is about what is this going to be laid down and walked away from? Walking away from what no longer serves you. That's the coming apart. That things are being stopped over and over again. Not only for you to learn, but for you to go, why does this keep happening? It's the questioning. The questioning needs to happen. And being patient enough to wait for the change, wait for the answers. Because a redirection of the same energy is just going to bring the same thing, okay? Take it from one who knows. Oh, it is what's coming through. So, needing to no longer fight the same fight. In fact, not fighting at all. Just moving to something that's going to work, right? Wouldn't it be, think about this. Using your energy and things are working. You don't keep hitting that wall that you can't get through, no matter how hard you try. So just ponder the thought of knowing which way to go with minimal energy, with soft energy, and just knowing it's going to work out, knowing you'll make the right choice, not having anxiety about if this person's honest, because you're going to know, or if you're being honest, because you're going to know, what are my intentions? You're going to know yourself so well that you'll be able to see other people really easy, okay? All right, the Page of Pentacles reversed. So these are... So when the Page of Pentacles is upright, sometimes when the reverse, I have to go through the upright to get the reverse more clearly again, even though I know a lot of the information. I know so much information. Anyway, upright, it's about opportunity. It could be about a marriage proposal. It could be about, it's something tangible he has in his hand. It could be a job offer. It could be a new education, thinking about receiving a letter, receiving information, because pages are always about communication. Communication of what? No communication? So it's not being able to communicate with someone you want, somebody, or not being able to move into a new job, a new education. Maybe you're afraid of it. So maybe it's because you just don't know what's going to happen in money and finance. As we're all sitting here going, okay, I have some ideas, but I don't have that in concrete. It's not a real offer. But as this is a hard place, we're all there, see. The more of us that can say, we got this no matter what it is, we're going to turn it around. That's going to help the whole collective. Because every person matters, Taurus. So we have Death reversed. Death reversed, to me as a reader, talks about a resistance to the ending of something, a resistance to the change. And so what we resist persists. And as the cyborg said, and this is a really old thing, resistance is futile. It is. Because we keep getting the lessons until we make the change. So the question is, how bad do we want something to get, right? And so there is this thing about wasted time. Once we get the lesson, I wasted so much time. But I'm not sure if it was really wasted, because if you look back and you say, man, I don't never want to do that again. I don't want to be so stubborn, or whatever it happens to be, okay? Is that a wasted lesson? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay? Because when you review that kind of stuff, you remember all the times that got you back there, and every decision, a lot of the little decisions that got you back there, a lot of that thinking, that is not wasted education. So that's just a reminder to be kind to yourself. Because you were born as a Taurus for a reason. And that's taking the good things. Understanding we all have our lessons. You just think you're the only one right now, right? But that's not true. This is kind of focusing on your worries and what you need to change, okay? There's good work being done here. These up here, this is beautiful. Beautiful energies that are there to assist you. You have guardians there. 2 really powerful guardians that are there to assist you. Saying, go for it, Taurus. Go for what makes your heart sing. But go for it here first. Think about it. Think about and not being the worry place. When you get into that worry spin, take that over there. Take that broken record and put it over there. Look, it's not serving me right now. You're upsetting me. Broken record. I'm going to put you over here, and I'm going to look at something else. Redirect, 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 redirect. Now, whose broken record is that? Is that your father's broken record? Your mother's broken record? Or is that your broken record from 20 years ago on that mistake you made? Come on. Who are you? See, taking the power away from things that don't serve us. And if that's friends that are like our broken record, or certain people we're still going around because we feel an obligation, that needs to be questioned. Why do we feel obligated to that? Whatever it is. To the drug, to the alcohol, to the person, to the escape. And how has that ensnared us and chained us and bound us to things that are holding us back over and over? You know? Ooh. So, I'm going to pull 2 more cards for you. If I was on if you were on a deserted island and you only had to make yourself happy, what would you want to do? It's just a deserted island. There was nobody to, nobody there to influence you. What would your day look like? What would make you happy? Probably cooking, because Tauruses love to eat. Oh, don't we all? But you know what I mean? What would you want? A pretty garden? Work in the earth? What would you want to do? To be? Well, it looks like you would not want to be alone, right? Fairy love. This is follow your heart. Okay? She will follow your heart. You're being asked to really go within and what really makes your heart sing, not your ego, not the bull, but the heart of the bull, okay? Like the lion in the bull, okay? That, the heart. Magic is alive, ask your divine child, okay? Okay, so the divine child thing. There's a hurt child here, Taurus. Taurus. Whatever happened as a child, it wasn't your fault, okay? There are decisions that we make as children, but we're children. We're supposed to be protected. We're supposed to know. We're supposed to be warned. We're not supposed to be put in the hands of people that hurt us. But that's what, when we're all walking around blind, that's what happens. We can't go back and change that. But the responsibility is not all ours, but we need to take our part of the responsibility, yes. We need to be responsible to to see how that has made, how not wanting to look at that keeps the cycle going over and over and over again. We need to be responsible about that. Why did it come through as the divine child? To me, that's the inner child. That's the inner child that's still hurting, that you need to go back there and get. You need to go back there and scoop up that child that's hurt on the floor, or wherever you were at, that you picture yourself when you think of that. And go scoop that child up and say, it wasn't your fault, and you're worthy. Taurus, you are worthy. And take that piece of you back. And every time you have a memory that comes up, take that piece of you back. Nobody should own your soul, Taurus. That's yours. Don't let them take it anymore. Don't let your actions do that to you anymore, Taurus. You deserve the best. You do. That's why you came in as a Taurus. Part of your thing you to overcome when Taurus is in your first sign, your first house. I mean, sun, being a sun Taurus, is that getting your own abundance and peace and stability. True stability has to start with you, Taurus, that you're really worthy, not the nice car, not this, because inside you're dying inside. It's about you being worthy through and through. That child was always worthy. That's a great place to start, Taurus. Go back and get yourself and give yourself the hug that you needed the whole time. I love you, Taurus. Take care.